Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today with us we have an amazing talent who still seen in every scene she's in, Miss Michelle Bowser. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right, I'm all right. So before we get into the movies and stuff like that, just a little bit of a background, like as a child, was movies what you wanted to do, or did it just kind of like happen out of nowhere?
It happened out of nowhere. I just kind of fell into it. Um, I started out as a writer and I wrote bizarro novels, which are kind of can be horror sometimes a little bit. They always have an element of horror to them, usually. Um, and my publisher at the time also published John Russo, and they decided to make a zombie movie. So he asked me and a lot of the other authors that he published, you want to in on this? And I was like, okay, movies, that sounds like fun. I like movies. And I played a zombie, a talking zombie. And that was a horror comedy. And that kind of set me up for a lot of horror comedy. And it's kind of
Uh,
snowballed there.
uh, and the name of that movie was My Uncle John is a Zombie.
Yes,
Yes, and you play Maria the zombie?
Maria.
Yeah. What was it like being on set with that movie?
It was crazy. It was a lot of fun. That was my first time on a movie set, and I learned a lot.
Oh yeah. Uh so what would you say taking away from your first experience? Like, was you nervous or was it just like excitement?
It was mostly excitement.
Yeah.
I was really curious about how all that worked.
Oh yeah. And now that you've been in movies, is that like your main passion or you still like to write also or both?
Um, I don't know what's going on with my writing. I all my books are out of print. I had 5 books published um between 2011 and 2022, but I you might be able to find some used copies on eBay or something, but they're no longer in print. Um, I'm really just concentrating on movies now.
Yeah. Uh so you've been in couple things. You were in Desk Clerk. You play Michelle.
I that was a book I wrote actually, and we turned it into a movie. Yeah, it was a comedy, but it's based on actually working as a desk clerk, the
Uh,
night shift in a hotel. Everything in that book in that movie is real.
oh yeah, that's something I'm definitely gonna have to check out then. And you were also in 21st Century Demon Hunter TV series one episode.
Yes. That's Charles Lincoln. He makes a lot of really good horror films. He's a friend of mine, and he asked me if I wanted to be involved in that. He's out of New York City, and he needed to get out into the country, out of the city for some filming. So he came to my house because I live in the old woods.
That's awesome, by the way. uh, we're gonna get to the main two that I've seen multiple times. I mean, I'm up to like 7 times on Raccoon already. I'm lying, it's more than that, but we're gonna be nonchalant. So you were also in a movie called Midnight.
Yes, that was a remake of a John Russo movie from the 70s, and we remade that in 2020.
All right. What was it? You played Cynthia Barnes in that. What was it like on that set?
That was fun because I got to be a villain and I got to work with my son. That was an interesting casting. My son played my older brother.
Okay.
I didn't do the casting, but it worked out. I
That
was a
is interesting.
villain, so I don't know, but it was a lot of fun to get to be the bad guy.
All right. So the two I've seen are Shriek Show, and you played Cupcake the Clown.
Yeah, that was probably the most fun I ever had. That was my introduction to the Fuzzy Monkey family.
Yeah. Uh, and like that whole group, Fuzzy Monkey, just seems so close knit together. Like they'll bend over backwards for each other.
Yes.
On the filming of that movie, albeit like really dark, but had the sense of humor in it too. What would you say was your favorite moment filming that movie?
Chasing teenagers through the woods dressed as a clown. I mean, the movie itself was kind of serious, but my part was just fun because I was just the clown. I was a villain again, but I was, the clown. So it was kind of silly villainy.
Uh, so was there a specific like kill in that movie that you are really fond of that you really liked?
I don't know if any kills that I made it into the specifically, but it was more the chasing and the just sort of the scary that was the part we were being very sneaky and scaring people, creeping up on them.
Oh yeah. Uh, Also while filming that, did you when you weren't filming, did you still kind of try to scare people or
No, I was actually only there for one day to
okay.
do my part, so I didn't get a whole lot, but it was an old abandoned amusement park, so we did have fun exploring that.
Oh yeah. Uh and then we have Crackoon.
Yes.
Okay. I love this movie. Like it is so out there that it's like it's up there for me. You play Marla. Uh you're in the movie and it's just like your character seems more along the lines of these damn kids are playing tricks again.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like the desk clerk. I have to answer the phone and deal with crazy people.
Oh yeah. Filming that movie, what would you say was the best part of that whole thing?
Well, the playing Marlo was actually just a very small part of what I did in that movie. I was the puppeteer for the Crackoon. So everywhere you see the Crackoon, just about everywhere, I am somewhere just off screen with green screen gloves. I'm either throwing it at somebody or just crawling all over somebody and mauling them.
Uh, that movie actually has some really good like death scenes,
Oh yeah.
and there's like each one is just different, and each character kind of gave their own take on like, okay, well, I'm gonna make this one seem like this. But every time you saw the Crackoon, it was like you could tell this Crackoon was on crack.
Yes.
uh, was there a specific scene in that movie, you being the Crackoon, that you would say kind of like stood out?
Oh geez, they were all really good. I think Morgan Milam, when she got it, that was pretty funny because that took two of us. That was actually Angel Bradford had to help me with the Crackoon on that one because we had to kind of, it has arms. I can move its body and its mouth, but somebody else had to move the arms with like, it has like little sticks.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like under the sheets there with it. And then Angel was kind of like on top of me under the sheets trying to do the arms at the same time. So that was quite and then trying not to laugh because it was actually really funny while we were on set. Everything was funny and everybody was constantly ad-libbing something even funnier. So that was the biggest challenge was not laughing until somebody yelled cut.
Oh yeah. Ad libbing. I mean, Tim held Jeepers Creepers. He took my
Oh,
peepers.
that was the best. Brad had him do just let him go. Just do as many as you can. And I think some of them if you get the DVD, you can see the outtakes. It's worth it. They are so funny. He came up with some brilliant one-liners.
uh, Being with Fuzzy Monkey and your Angel Bradfords and your Morgan Milans and your Tim Hells and your Justins and just everybody involved with this movie. Chris O'Brien, can't forget him.
Yeah, he was great.
uh, would you say that it was more like working with family than just friends?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Uh, I have like I don't want to say one favorite scene because the whole movie was good, but there's like four scenes that stick out to me. And when Justin and Chris get pulled over by the police,
Yes.
that made a complete turn, like out of nowhere. I'm like, huh? Send me pictures. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh yeah. So we I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but the ending is a satisfying ending in some way, but kind of like, is it really over?
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I see some titles of some other movies. uh, so once all filming was done with Raccoon, and you guys kind of like saw the whole movie, what was your reaction?
I laughed. We did a commentary. Brad, Daniel Brooks, and I did a running commentary through the whole movie on for the DVD, the special edition, and just trying to get through that without laughing was nearly impossible. You know, just trying to say what was happening behind the scenes. It was so funny. It was such a good movie.
Oh yeah. So my wife, she doesn't like horror movies, but she heard me laughing at this movie. So she comes downstairs and she's like, "Well, what's this?" Told her, and she goes, "Well, what's it about?" I was like, "Speaks for itself, but okay." So the thing is like she gets drawn into movies for characters. I mean, I do too. But the way you guys portrayed in this movie, it was like everything just fit. And then the puppet hands down stole the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even the CGI raccoon when it came, I was like, I wasn't expecting a CGI, but okay.
Was in for that scene. I tried to like crawl on the ground. When it bit her, I was actually underneath the chair. There's some outtakes I think you could see on the DVD of that, but there was no way to get the Krakoon to her,
Yeah.
without me being seen. That was the only way we could do it for that. So that's why there's CGI in that one scene. Plus, we thought it would be really funny
Oh,
just
it
to have
was.
one CGI, just as a ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Well, see, it kind of added to the movie because throughout the movie you're seeing this, this raccoon in puppet form, and then out of nowhere it's just like, I'm like, was not expecting that. uh, but with that movie, would you say that that was did it exceed everyone's expectations?
Yes, we knew it was going to be funny, and we knew it was going to be good. But yes, it did. It turned out better than even we thought,
Oh yeah.
and we had so much fun filming it that we kind of, at least for me, and I know a few others, we thought, you know what? Even if this turns out awful, so what? We had so much fun. It was worth it, worth every moment. But it turned out great.
Oh yeah. Uh, you got a couple other projects coming out. One I think might be related to Raccoon, but it's a crocodile.
I'm not sure what's. I think that's on the back burner right now. Cracking
Okay. You also got Cracula.
Cracula, yes, that is hopefully premiering this spring. That was funny.
I uh I saw the trailer for it, and I'm not gonna lie, 20 some odd times. I watch it just like if I need a good laugh, I just throw it on there because I'm like, this is going. It's in there. It's registering.
I
Uh,
think we could have more fun than we had on Crackoon, but we might have making Cracula.
okay. I'm actually anticipating to see that one. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. There's no way it can't be good.
no. And in that one, you played Detective Sweeney.
Yes.
So without spoiling anything, was there one particular moment while filming that you was like you couldn't hold it in and you broke character and just laughed?
Oh, I think that happened several times. I think I ruined takes with that because it was just too ridiculous. Detective likes to wear, she's kind of noir. She has like the fedora and a trench coat, but anything you need, she's got in that trench coat. She reach in there and pull it out, no matter how insanely large it is that should not fit in the trench coat. So that led to a lot of laughter. She has everything that anyone could need.
Uh, and you're back with a lot of the cast from Crackoon.
Yes.
So when you guys went from Crackoon to Cracula, was it just like, hey, we saw each other the other day, that kind of feeling?
Yeah, kind of.
And then you have, I think there's an Indiegogo for this one too. Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker, yeah. Hopefully people, I think they could still contribute. I think there's still a few days left because Heartbreaker was filmed and then there was footage lost in a file transfer, so we have to do a lot of reshooting. I think all my scenes have to be reshot, so I'm hoping that people will donate to that so we can finish that properly.
Oh yeah. And your character is Sally Joe.
Yeah, I'm the comic relief again. I love the juxtaposition between like comedy and horror because it's such a ridiculous combination.
Oh yeah.
You know, makes for Bizarro, which is really my favorite. And so yeah, I'm Steve Kozleski and I had some very comedic scenes where we played off each other.
Oh yeah. If you could give a brief synopsis without like spoiling anything about this movie and just kind of like what it was like filming it too. Or, you know.
Well, again, that was just a 1 day shoot for me. Like I said, I was just the comic relief, kind of in the middle of the movie. Um, but there is let's see, what can I say? There's a lot of murder. There's a lot of murder. There is somebody who's after somebody, and a lot of people get murdered in the process. A lot of other, in the way, you're gonna get it too. So,
Oh yeah. So I mean, I saw you like I think I saw the proof of concept for this or the trailer, one of the two, maybe both. I don't know, but it looks really good.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it's someone escapes a mental hospital.
Yeah. Uh, so other than those, the Cracula and Heartbreaker, do you have anything else coming out or?
We're gonna start filming T-Rexorcist,
Uh,
so that should be fun. I don't yet know exactly my character for that yet, but I am definitely going to be involved. And I think, you might hear from the Crackoons again.
all right. Hey, I'm all for it. So, yeah, I mean, there's Raccoon probably in the last 2 or 3 years stands out as one of the best movies I've seen. And that's not me exaggerating. That's me being honest
Awesome.
because it has everything that you want in a movie. It has the blood and gore, the comedy, the horror, the suspense. I mean, even the music in that movie was good.
Oh yeah.
I have to hand it to you guys because a lot of people like when I met John Russo a couple of years ago at Motor City Nightmares here in Michigan, he had a poster or a picture of it or something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, this is a movie that my friends are making." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll check it out." Then I didn't hear nothing. And then the following year, someone else was there and they had the same thing. And I'm like, "Okay, so something's going on with this movie. I have to see it." And then when I finally, it did not like it delivered.
Good. Good.
uh, so being in film now and also being an author, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to get into the entertainment or the writing industry in any shape, way, or form?
Um, well, they can be kind of different. I would say for writing, write what you like. Don't take writing advice. The worst thing you could do is take writing advice. Just write because everybody's got ideas of you have to do it with this formula and you have to do it this way. Just write what you like because if it's genuine, that's going to get way more traction than following some formula.
Uh,
And as far as movies, as I said, I'm not really sure because I really kind of fell into it through the writing.
yeah.
And once I found my fuzzy monkey family, like now I've got a place I really like to be. I mean, I certainly work with others, but I really, enjoy working with the fuzzy monkeys.
Oh
So,
yeah. Before we go any further, I'm digging the hat. I love the hat.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a hat person.
So am I, but that's because I'm bald. So I mean, that's on purpose, though. I did that on purpose. I'm not going to get off the rails today, but uh, would you say that movies has been very rewarding and just like even though it fell into your lap just out of nowhere, are you satisfied where you are right now?
Yes. Yes, I'm very happy. I'm very excited for all these upcoming projects.
Uh, and being in the independent scene, yeah, I don't know if you've seen any of the other interviews, but independent is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with Marvel. I'm so done with Marvel. Like my wife's like, I love Marvel. I was like, okay. Yeah. you know,
It seems to me, and this is just, my outside observation, um, people that get a good idea and they get to run with it, and it happens to be successful, and then the money people get involved, and they're so afraid of losing a dime that they don't let the creative people do what they do best. They keep trying to, and then they lose money because that was the magic in letting the creative people do what they want. And that's when it starts to get, well, this isn't fun anymore because it's just, what is this? What are they doing? And that's what it is. They become too afraid. You don't really have that in independent because I don't think any of us expect to really make any money. I mean, at least not, a ton of money. So it's more about taking chances, being creative, doing the thing that might fail or might be fantastic. Like Raccoon. I mean, that was kind of a crazy idea. I know Brad, had this idea. Cocaine Bear came out, and Brad was like, what is the silliest thing that could attack somebody on cocaine? A raccoon, that's hysterical. That's hilarious. And so, that was his idea.
uh,
And it's a
I mean,
crazy idea, but it works. It works fantastic.
oh yeah. So what's funny though is like with movies such as Cocaine Bear, Raccoon, and stuff like that. Those are the movies that are hitting better with fan bases of like independent and just horror and comedy than say your. I'm gonna compare it, but like I've seen Every Nightmare on Elm Street, but how many more of those you can make?
Right.
You know, and see, you can give me 15 raccoons, and I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be something different every time, and I'm gonna like it. you know, but now there's. Would you say that there's a more kind of like cohesive unit in independent film directors and actors and actresses than there is in other forms of the movie business?
Well, I've never worked in any other form, so I can't really say for sure, but I would think that, when you're working independently, you have more room to choose who you want to work with. Because there's
Yes.
some people that I've worked with that I'm not going to work with them again. I don't have to, so I'm not going to because I just didn't enjoy it. And there are other people like the Fuzzy Monkey people that I would work with every one of them again. I love them all. So
Oh yeah. It's refreshing to know that you can turn to people such as the Fuzzy Monkey people and just be like, "Hey, I had this idea," and they'll let you run with it.
yeah, that's the thing I really like about working with Brad specifically. He is open to ideas. If you have an idea, if you're in the middle of a scene and you get a bright idea of what your character might do, or even somebody else's character, and you say, "Hey, I have this idea," he's open to it. He'll even let you try it. He might not go with it, but he's open to your idea. He doesn't have that well, I'm the director, I'm the only person that knows what's going on. He's a genuine person.
Oh yeah. He's actually one of the people I hope to have on the show at some point. Uh, but I'm having a blast talking to like all you guys because you guys are. I was telling my wife the other day, it's just like it's not like I'm talking to anybody who I wouldn't talk to as a friend. So and I mean, I see you guys. I can see you guys literally. All I gotta do is pop in crack coon, and I can see you guys all day long. So but no, I want to thank you guys. and I've thanked everyone, so I'm going to thank you too for putting out entertainment that is enjoyable to watch. Because there's a lot of stuff out there that just is not good. But the independent scene is killing it right now in every way, shape, or form, especially if you're with a raccoon. But uh, I just want to say that every role you've been in that I've seen you in, you've knocked it out of the park.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and you've definitely like Marla to me killed it because you was just like really a raccoon. Okay, bye. I'm like, I
My
mean,
favorite was the guy who called in about Bigfoot.
yeah,
That was the best. I asked
yes,
him straight on what was really going on in his life there.
that was funny. Uh, did you ad lib any of your lines in that movie?
Some of the Marla lines we did, yeah.
Eh,
And the other end, though, I kind of did my end, and then I didn't know what the other end was, and the editor put those together. So that was that was pretty. So it
oh
was
yeah,
really funny when I got to see the finished product and hear the other side of the conversation because I didn't know what it was going to be. So that was a good surprise.
oh yeah. Uh, do you see yourself directing at any point?
I not anytime real soon. Who knows what the future brings, but not real soon.
Oh yeah. Uh, is there anything that you haven't said to any of your castmates, past or future, or directors or producers or just film crew that you haven't said that you might want to say now?
I love everybody.
That's awesome. You are easy to talk to. Yeah. But would you all right, so since Desk Clerk was based off of one of your books, would you say that holds a near and dear spot to your heart?
Yeah, that was a big one for me because it was the book. Um, I used to do audiobook narration. So I had done that. That's not available anymore either. But then we did the movie. And so I made it into a screenplay. I made the novel into a screenplay. And then I played the main character and I did the editing. So the final editing, putting it all together, making all those decisions. So that was a big deal to me. So it got to be exactly the movie that I wanted it to be by
All
the
right.
end. So that was extremely
Uh, is
the most.
uh so me as a viewer for film, I see a lot of movies that are made from books, and we'll take Stephen King for instance. Like Stephen King, he writes so many different things in a book that when he goes to film a movie or when he lets somebody film a movie, make a movie off his book, they leave certain parts out. Uh, did you find that you had to do that with Desk Clerk?
Um, yeah, we had to change a few things around to make it work, but not a lot. All the main adventures are in there. All the big adventures are in there. We actually had to kind of add some things in. One exciting thing, even though it's not a horror movie, I got to work with Lynn Lowry. She's in it. Because we had all of these. It's all the scenes from, in the book you just kind of follow the desk clerk through a night of crazy things that happen, and then when we went to put it together as the movie, it was sort of in the book and the narration that worked, but in the movie it was kind of like, well, how do all these things tie in to each other? It's just sort of a different random scenes, and you kind of have to have more of a tie-in. So Lynn Lowry played my therapist. I'm basically in the therapist's office. I've gone completely insane from working this job, and it's just almost like a flashback and a how did I get here? And it's all this crazy stuff that happened. So that was really exciting too, to work with Lynn.
Oh yeah. We got about 8 minutes left. Is there anybody you haven't worked with yet that you would like to work with?
Um, Kay Leahy. I've worked with so many people that have worked with her, and everybody talks about how great she is. And I mean, we're like Facebook friends, but I don't think I've ever met her in person yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
Uh,
Hopefully.
she's an awesome person. I actually had her on not too long ago. Awesome person. Uh, and you guys sharing the same screen, I think that would be something special. So, yeah. What what would you say if every single book you had was actually turned into a movie? Would you want that?
No, some of them are kind of really bizarro, elaborate. I have one short story I wrote that I would like to see turn into a movie, but I would need to raise a lot of money to do it right.
Oh yeah. Uh, Working with again Fuzzy Monkey and just everybody you've worked with, was there a moment to where it was like surreal? You're like, okay, I'm with this person, I'm with this person, I've seen that person in this, and because you've mentioned Lynn, who I hope to God one day be able to have on the show. But like, was there a moment where you had to pinch yourself and say, I'm really here?
Yeah, probably a lot of them. Actually, when we were doing My Uncle John is a Zombie, some of the members of Guar were in that movie, and my husband was actually in that movie with me, and he was a musician, so he had a really good time meeting them, and so that was a surreal moment.
Oh yeah. I met one person from Gore, and that was last, I don't know, 2 years ago at a convention up here. And talk about intimidating. I'm not going to tell you why, because yeah, we're NC-17, but it'd be past NC-17. But I mean, he
It was
was cool though.
fun.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I want to thank you, Michelle, for coming on. You've been an awesome guest. Feels like I'm talking to one of my closest friends. So, uh, no, before I even go, do you want to plug your socials or anything you want to plug right now? Feel free.
I don't really have. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. That's about it. Would you like to meet the Krakoon?
Yes.
Hold on just a second.
All right. There's that. Hey, you are an evil thing, my friend. that that's awesome. You need to put those in like you need to get them populated and sold to people.
Well, occasionally, I if I do like a convention or something, I bring him with me.
All right. You should make it up here to Michigan just so I can meet the Kraken.
I will try.
All right. It has been an honor and a pleasure. And you're more than welcome on NC-17 anytime. You have a home here with us now, even if it's just to come out and say, hey, you got a booger in your nose.
That sounds like something the Krakoon would say.
Yeah. I don't know. He likes something else with the nose.
Yep.
All right, Krakoon, be cool. That thing is actually creepy though.
It, yeah. He's got orange, cracked out eyes,
Oh yeah.
eye drainage.
Oh yeah. Well, once this episode airs, I'm literally gonna show my wife and she's like, I don't want to watch no more of your stuff. I mean, I hope she wouldn't say that because she needs to support me. No, I'm just playing. All right, but it has been an honor. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
And
you for.
oh, you are most welcome. And we'll definitely be talking again, especially when Cracula comes out. I'm going to try to somehow manage maybe to get the entire cast at one time. You know, that would not be too difficult, but yeah, well, might I don't know. I'm going off the rails again. All right, thank you for coming on, and
Thank you.
you're welcome. Have a good time and stay away from the Krakoon. Well, not you, everyone else. You are the Krakoon. All right, everybody. Until next time, stay in C17.